Close your eyes and I'll kiss you. Tomorrow I'll miss you. Remember, I'll always be true. And then while I'm away, I'll ride home every day, and I'll send all my loving to you. I'll pretend that I'm kissing the lips I am missing, and hope that my dreams will come true. And then while I'm away, I'll ride home every day, and I'll send all my loving to you. All my loving I will send to you. All my loving, darling, I'll be true. I'll pretend that I'm kissing the lips I'm missing, and hope that my dreams will come true. And then while I'm away, I'll ride home every day, and I'll send all my loving to you. All my loving I will send to you. All my loving, darling, I'll be true. All my loving, all my loving, ooh, all my loving, I will send to you. Here are the chords that are needed. You'll need an F sharp minor, a B, an E on the 4th fret, an E on the 12th fret, a C sharp minor on the 4th fret, a C sharp minor on the 9th fret, an A on the 5th, an open D, an E augmented on the 5th, and an open E. Let's take a look at these chords on the guitar. There's an F sharp minor that's needed, and this can be played like a bottom 4-note shape, like this. A B, an E on the 4th, an E on the 12th happens at the end of the song, a C sharp minor on the 4th, C sharp minor on the 9th, also at the end of the song, and there's an A on the 5th, an open D, an E augmented here on the 5th, and then an open E. Let's take a look at how these chords appear in the progression. It starts off, close your eyes, F sharp minor, and I'll kiss you, to B. Tomorrow, E, I'll miss you, C sharp minor. Remember, A, I'll always, F sharp minor, be true, D, to B. And then while, F sharp minor, I'm away, to B, I'll ride home, E, every day, C sharp minor, and I'll send A, all my lovin', B, and here I'm on the 7th fret B, so I just slid up that A chord 2 frets, to you, and that's the E to end that section of the verse. And the second part just has 3 chords. It goes, all my lovin', C sharp minor, E augmented, I will send to you, to E. All my lovin', C sharp minor, to E augmented, darling, I'll be true, to E. The strumming pattern for the verse is basically 4 sets of triplets. So there's 4 beats in the measure, so you'll count 1, 2, 3, 4. But each beat will be divided into 3 strums. So in other words, they're triplets. So it sounds like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So if you notice there, I'm counting 3 4 times for each chord. So what that is, they're called triplets. So, and what happens with your strumming hand is your strumming hand just goes down, up, because the way it works out is, on the first triplet you do down, down, and the second triplet is up, down, up, and the next triplet is down, down, and the next one is up, down, up. So your strumming hand can just go up and down like that in a pattern, but the triplets will play by themselves in that counting pattern. So you don't really have to think too hard about the strumming pattern. but it's helpful to do the counting part. So if you do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, that'll help you get this strumming pattern down. The strumming pattern for the second part sounds like this. All my loving I will send to you. All my loving, darling, I'll be true. What's happening there is you're hitting a downstroke on the 2 beat of the measure, and then the and after a 3 beat. And what I mean by that is if you count eighth notes for these measures, after the 3 there's an upstroke of an and. So it sounds like this when you count it. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 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 3, and 4, and. If you're playing this by yourself, maybe you want to add a downstroke on the 1 beat, so it'll sound like, all my loving I will send to you. All my loving, darling, I'll be true. Here's the solo played slowly. Let's take a look at some of the details of this solo and the shapes that are made when you play it. It starts off with this little single note section to get into it, and I'm starting on the 7th fret here because I'm assuming you're ending the section right before on this E, and then you can just move your finger up and get into it. If you're ending that section with the E down here, you might want to start it on the 2nd fret, 5th string. It's the same note, this B here or this B here. So anyway, you start it, and then it's to an A chord, and I'm just playing the bottom notes of that A chord, and then I slide up to another little A chord here. This is just a little triangular D shape here on the 9th fret, down to a major shape on the 7th fret here, so this is a B chord, down to an A on the 5th, and then I make an E chord. So that's that E from the 4th fret from earlier. And then what you do is you add this note here on the 7th fret of the 1st string and drop it down to this little 7th shape. It's just basically a bar of the 4th fret with this note here on the 1st string 5th fret. That plays briefly, and then you go back to an E briefly, down in F sharp minor. And then here I'm just starting off with a bar on the 9th fret that I form into an F sharp minor chord on the 9th fret. So that part is, and then I get down to the E chord to end it. Here's the tablature for the guitar solo. If you don't want to play the guitar solo, you can play a rhythm that sounds like this. What I did there was I played the single note line to introduce the solo, and then instead of playing the solo, I just went to this A7 chord. So it's just a bar of the 2nd fret with this note here on the 3rd fret 1st string, to an E, to the F sharp minor, to a B7, to the E. And then you can do that riff to close it. The little riff at the end of the solo where the E chord goes, you can throw in at the end of any verse. It'll sound like this. And I'll send all my loving to you. I'll pretend that I'm kissing. At the end of the song, you go to the C sharp minor here in the 9th fret and play this rhythm. So what that strumming pattern is it goes down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, to the E. Down, down, up, down, up. Back to the C sharp minor. Down, down, up, down, up. And then eventually I bring it to this E here on the 4th fret, but it's your choice how you want to end it. I end it on this E. And then I make sure that I hit that open 6th string to end the song. Get that low E note.